Cool. So we should be good to go. All right. So we got a lot of creatives that we're going to be testing, a lot that we're going to be launching. For some additional context, we have some creatives for actually multiple products that we're going to be launching. So that's fun. We're doing our pet face necklace product. We're also doing our pet face locket product, which is this guy here. And then we're also going to be launching some creative for our pet face bracelet. And I'm showing these to give context for everybody who doesn't know. Cool. So let's go ahead and just jump right into it. Many of you guys already know I like to have a separate campaign for each creative testing month, if you will. So we're gonna go to this month, and then...
Is that just for you to separate it, or is there a reason behind that?
So I like to separate it for the reason of getting a blended view from a period of time with all the creatives that were tested during that period of time. That was a lot of words to just basically say, I like to be able to see in one campaign, okay, what is all of our creative testing efforts that we did in like August and September. I started grouping them, as you can see, just because I did kind of get lazy at one point. But yeah, this is kind of how I approach it. And what it lets you do is like, okay, if we were doing these for, from August to September, if I were to look at that time period, you can see, okay, well, we tested, how many of these were? So we tested 105 ads in that, or ad sets in that period. And we spent, $26,000, and, overall, most creative testing isn't profitable. Spoiler, right? But overall, it did generate, some results. And overall, if I go in here, I'm like, oh, okay, we have, one winner, potentially two. Okay, so potentially two winners, right? So it's like, that's kind of what you can, if we look at, there's actually a bigger time frame is going to give some more data here. We have some of these that performed a little bit later. But bottom line is, I like to be able to just have that view available, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. So we're right now in October. So we're going to hop into the October creative testing. And I'll show you guys how I'm going to structure this. I'll go ahead and duplicate one of these, and then we're going to talk about it. Let's just duplicate it here.
So whenever, just so I get this, whenever the month, like this month passes, you're going to create a brand new campaign for November.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the one on October just stays on, the ones that did good. And just sits there. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you can take it and consolidate it. I do that also.
That's what I was going to ask. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about this ad structure. I'm going to do something here real quick that we're going to go ahead and delete this one here because I don't want to do these tests. Cool. So the structure we're going to be launching our creatives with here today is going to be very simple. We're going to be sending people to our website, conversion event purchase, maximize number of conversions. We're going to be launching these at $35 per day to the United States only. We're going to be using Advantage Plus targeting. And then we'll talk about the ad level, but this is the ad set level. Alternatively, if you have 0 pixel data, I would recommend going to original audiences and inserting your biggest audience. That's going to hit your demo, right? So I'll just showcase this for myself. I would go and I would literally be like, dogs, right? Ooga Booga, that works. That's going to hit the demo. If you have some pixel data, I recommend Advantage Plus targeting. That's been working well.
Can you elaborate further on pixel data, like 100+ purchases, or like?
Yeah, I mean, I would say anywhere from, and yeah, that's about it. Yeah, like 100 plus,
Yeah.
like 50,
Okay.
100 plus. Like you need to have some purchases on the Pixel, just so it has an idea of like, okay, what's the direction we want to be pushing. Yeah. So if you don't have that, I would say interest targeting is still to this day a very legit approach. And I'll go ahead and showcase. I'll go showcase this. So like this is one dog toy, right? This is a great example for what I just said, like a big interest in your niche. You can see this has 10 million to 12 million people in it. Right? I recommend having at least like 5 million people. If it doesn't, then I would stack a few interests together. But you can see it's literally just what I mentioned earlier. Just literally putting in the interest, right? And this is what I would then do for all of my creative testing if I did not go with Broad or Advantage Plus. Cool. So let's go back to here. Yeah, so we touched base on the setup here, and then we're gonna go to the ad level, and we'll touch base on how I'm setting this up. So the way I'm setting this up is going to be on my Facebook page. That's the identity, and the Instagram account. I have those both linked. We're creating the ad manual upload flexible format is what I've been using recently. And then we're going to put the few variations. So we're going to have multiple creative variations. We're going to put those creative variations in here. And then we're going to have a few different pieces of text that we're going to use. I'm actually going to narrow this down. I don't want these pieces of text to be too much of variables. I might have like two. So I might pick one for gifting angle and then one for like emotional. But there's a very good chance I'm just going to go with this one here, just because I've seen this one here work the best. Yeah. And I want to have that be like a variable that I know. Cool. So let's go ahead and just kind of jump into doing it. I like to, when I do my media buying, I like to have a folder here where I can go and color code the ones that I upload. You can do this if you have a Mac. You can like right click on a file, and then you can select the tag. I color code it just so I know which ones I uploaded, and then it's like easier, I guess. So that's how I do it. Yeah. And this is an ABO. Cool. So let's go ahead and just start. I'm going to go ahead and grab the name of this. We're going to go over to the ad name, and I'm literally just going to put in the ad name of the concept. And then we're going to go over to the creative, upload it in here. And while these are uploading, I'll talk a little bit about copy and which copy we'll use and what copy I would recommend you guys use. So I'm going to save myself some time and upload these all at once. I'm just going to see how many we have here. So this is 34. So we want to make sure there's 34 selected. I think this should be all of them. Let me just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are 7s and 3. Yeah. Let's see.
creatives.
Yeah, this in browser window has been tripping me out lately, to be honest with you. So I need to figure that out real quick.
I'm so glad you're all here.
Welcome in.
Don't say anything crazy. He's live right now.
This is true.
Well, that's okay. I'm just saying.
All right, I think this is fine. If I miss one, that's fine too.
I mean, Alex is the best.
Okay, I'll show you what's annoying me. So you can see, actually, okay. I'm gonna not overcomplicate it. And I definitely just clicked one. Okay. How's everybody's day been?
All good. Oh, good.
Good.
Challenging on this side in terms of the new product we found, but the jacket's actually crushing.
Let's
and
go.
Obviously, it's crushing today because I left it alone. I'm not paying attention to it, right? So
That's what letting things learn is like, it's crazy how many things start working then.
I just completely left it alone, and it's completely recovering.
Good.
We're at $100 ad spend and $350 revenue. I'll take it.
V2-4. V2-4. Okay. Now I did it correctly. All right. So while these upload, it's going to take a minute. Let's talk a little bit about copy. What copy to use in your ads. Also show you guys how I manage the copy. So
you just throw it into a spreadsheet.
I do, yes. I literally have a super messy spreadsheet.
Yeah, I had the same thing.
That looks like this. And this super messy spreadsheet allows me to stay somewhat organized on what copy works and what copy I want to test and yada yada yada. So basically,
I do the same exact thing. That's funny. Just
yeah,
highlight it.
It's a great approach. One of the first things I like to always recommend when you're identifying copy to use is go and see what copy has worked for other people. Don't try to be a hero. Go find what works, modify it, make it work for yourself. I hate to break it to you, that's one of the easiest approaches out there, and the most effective. So I would quite literally recommend that you go to, everybody should have one of these, which is like a creative inspiration folder that you bookmark a bunch of brands that you get creative inspiration from. If you don't, you should make one or start making one. And I like to go to brands that sell a product that's similar in terms of like to the same maybe target demo or in the same niche. Like for me, I'm going to be looking at people that are either selling jewelry or selling to dog moms, right? And I like to go and get inspo from those. So let's go ahead and just get some inspo. So let's go to Every Jewels. This is a really good one for inspo.
You heard they're in a lawsuit right now?
I did not hear that.
Yeah. For illegal discount codes.
Nice.
What? How could that be?
I think, I don't know. I think they got called out for like doing offers like 80% off, 90% off, and then it was just
still doing it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so that's gonna be one that we're gonna look at. We'll also look at Mint and Lily. I enjoy looking at them for inspo.
Yeah, they're good.
Cool. And what you'll see, so Mint and Lily has some. Okay, here's actually a copy I low-key want to try. Get the perfect present, right? Like that's cool. That's crafty. Don't let it slip away. You didn't see that? Okay.
That's crazy.
I mean, I'm gonna. We'll see. We might modify it a little bit, but copy-wise, I mean, if it can correlate, it can correlate. Yeah, you can see they use this on quite a few pieces of content. Nice. Okay. Memory gift to honor the ones in our heart.
Sounds gold.
Right? Discover the perfect gift. Now I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a sauce here. I would recommend not testing these when creative testing. I like to creative test with only variables that I know are working, but run those with your best creative. Take creative you know works. Run it with creative you know works.
That makes a lot of sense.
I know.
Because I try to test new creatives with new copy, and like so it would be like 2 of my winning existing copies, then that one new piece of copy added on, and it just never gets spent.
Yep.
Yeah, though.
Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and see if this finished. Boom, it did finish. So we're gonna go back to the one that we were doing. So we were doing this one here. I'm gonna go ahead and just, so here's another little tip. When I make variations, I like to have the entire name of the ad be the same and then make it like 1, 2, 3, or dash 1, 2, 3. Why? Is because then you can just go here when you search your videos after you uploaded them all. You can go here and you can just remove the 1, 2, 3, and boom, you get all of your variations in there that you can just click on now. Easy, right? And then you can hit continue. And like I said, we're gonna run this in the flexible format. And like I said, I wanna have like probably one piece of copy that I know. I might have one piece of copy that I know works like gifting, and then I might have one piece of copy that I know works emotional angled. So I'll probably do that. We're gonna go ahead. Let me see actually this one here. This might be one I might use. Yeah, this one worked. This pet face necklace will bring her 2 tears. We're gonna do that, and then we're gonna also do this one here. We'll remove these other 2. And then I'm gonna leave the description and headline the same, and I'm gonna leave this to be my product page. So super simple. Let's go ahead and come out here. I'll expand. You know, they keep changing this, but I need the view where I can like quickly duplicate it. That's annoying. It's gonna really annoy me. Okay, I guess they have it here now. I also like to have on my ad set level the name of the concept that we're creating. So again, I named these the concept, and then I put the individual variations inside of the ad. Yeah. So that's how I'm going to set it up. And then we're going to go ahead and quickly duplicate it. And then we're going to do it again. And this slightly differs when we get to, if we want to do middle of funnel, it's going to slightly differ, but. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit different now because it's a different product. So I need to just change a few things. What I'm going to change here is some wording in the copy, because this is not the pet face necklace, this is the pet face locket. So I'm going to just change that. And then I'm going to say get a personalized necklace of your pop and another free. That's actually fine. This copy is fine. And then we obviously need to change the actual URL. So we're going to go ahead and grab the URL of that product, copy that, make sure it works. Yep. Go back to our PDP, paste it in. And I'm leaving on the Advantage Plus creative optimizations. I have mixed feelings about that. I also have mixed feelings about multi-advertiser ads. You can see I have multi-advertiser ads turned off, but I'm leaving on the creative optimizations. The reason I have mixed feelings about it is because if you're letting them alter it in ways that you don't know how they're being altered, if they alter something and it doesn't work, you know, it could be on Facebook altering it and you might never know about it. And you might think it's creative. Right? Like, I think it's sound logic.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, so that's good. That's good. We're gonna go ahead and mark these as good to go. So you can see how I use like the Mac feature where I just mark them. Okay, so this is now again the pat face necklace. So we're gonna go to that product. Just duplicate original. Change it here. Grab the name. You can see a lot of this is super repetitive, but you know, that is what it is.
Gotta bring the money in.
Exactly. Yep. So like that. So you can see here I'm testing actually 6 variations of the same concept. And we can actually, I don't know if you'll, actually I might be able to make it so you can hear it. Let me see. You might also hear some music. So we're gonna, let's go through these 6 variations. I don't know if you guys could hear that or not, but it might have been choppy. Was it too loud?
Yeah, no, you're good.
Okay, you're chilling. Hold on. Let me know if you can, actually, let me know if you can hear the second one still. Because if you can still hear it, that means it's playing the audio through the stream correctly, and I don't need to put my speakers up.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
That's better.
Bye-bye. Okay, so each of them are very similar. What you'll notice is there's a few things that change from each one. You'll see the hook. The hook stays pretty much the same. You are ripping people off. I can do this myself with $3 materials. This one actually has a different hook on it. And this one has a different hook on it. This one has the same original hook on it. So there's technically 2 different sets, like one where we're doing hook testing, one where we're doing some body testing. So me grouping these up together is a little bit more of a sloppy approach, to be completely honest with you. But I've seen this work still. Like, I've seen just putting them to all compete against each other. I've seen it still spit me out like the best creative from this group. So that's why I'm approaching it that way. And yeah, I'll see it. There should be some other examples that could be more showcasing the few variables that change. Okay, so this stays the same. One thing I think everybody should consider is if you're running Facebook ads, and you're exporting your videos 9:16, you're gonna have it cut on feed placement. I don't see enough people take this into consideration. You can fix this by just taking into consideration where your primary text is located. So you'll notice that, you know, in this ad, you can see this text is inside of, it's not up here, right? This is a 9x16. The 9x16 part at the top gets cut off by this up here. Does that make sense? So just make sure you're not having text all the way at the top or all the way at the bottom, or if you're not, just having the product only appear all the way at the top or all the way at the bottom, because then it's going to get cut off. And that's a very easy mistake that I see a lot of people make. Cool. So we have all of those locked and loaded. Let's go ahead and grab the next one. So this is now going to be to the bracelet product. And you'll notice that despite the different products, I am keeping the targeting the same. Like, there's absolutely no change in targeting. I'm just using Advantage Plus for this. If you want this to be a more cleaner test, is the way I'll phrase it, you can have it so you're excluding people that have visited your website, and that could really just force it to be testing for the top of funnel, if that's what your objective with your creative testing is. I tend to leave it, just letting it do all of it. And those of you that were here last week can see how much faster this is, that I uploaded them all at the same time.
Is it?
So this personalized pet face bracelet. Materials, personalized bracelet. Okay, and then we need to change this to the bracelet.
Alex, you know what I added? Lifetime warranty for $15 in the cart.
Good. Just make sure to honor the warranty.
Of course. Yeah.
Let's see. There's some questions in here. Can you check individual performance with Flex ads now? No, you can't. It's by design, sadly. I think it's, if Facebook reps are watching this, it's a stupid design. But it's you cannot see individual performance. You can only extract the winning asset. And yeah, just the winning asset. Like that's the only thing you can extract. I like to do it for the sole reason of it's a quicker bulk test. And then let's just say that I know that a concept's working. I can then be like, oh, okay, I know that. Let's just say this V6 concept's working. Now I can take that and literally do another creative test where it's like individually having now just V6 be tested. And then I can have like very conclusive data on like, okay, that creative's working. And then you can have data on the other creatives as well. That's one way to approach it. You can also, like I said, extract the winning post ID and then scale the winning post ID. Are you testing new creatives just US, then expanding if it goes profitable? Yes, that's exactly what we're doing here. So we're testing, I like to have on the actual targeting level, I like to keep it just one country and keep that static for all of the creatives that we're testing. What I've seen is that if you have multiple countries that you're doing for a creative test, that will result in some creatives performing better in some countries, some performing better in different countries, and Different countries will then resonate with it differently. Your CPCs will kind of be a little bit skewed. So just for the sake of having it more, having better data, having a better sample size of data, I think that's why I've been doing that. Hopefully that answers the question. Okay, so we have pet face bracelet that goes in here. Let me make sure. I like to always just double check to make sure I didn't misspell it, because I've done that before. Okay, and then this pet face. Okay, and this is for you guys that are curious, like, okay, what are we testing with this one here? Here's, you'll notice, right? It's kind of clear, and I don't even have to play it. We'll just look through the different ones. But you'll see here we have the text that is the same, and we're literally switching out the B-roll. And this is like this text I've seen work good for us. So we're using the same exact text, and we're trying to see which B-roll is going to be better, excuse me. And there's also music that's playing in the background as well. So that's the difference. All right. So we have the 6s that are all uploaded. Let's do the 5s now. This is again the pet face necklace. So we'll go back to that product. PFN, duplicate. And I do this so that I don't then have to retype the URL. We just change it there. Now go to the ad level, change the name for the concept, remove the old ones, search for the new concept we're testing, add it in there, go into the sheet, mark it, next, right? I'm excited for these actually. Check out this hook. Like the opening of the box. Curious to see what kind of a hook rate that gets us, even though I don't know if we'll be able to directly tell because we can't see individual performance with flexible, but we'll see. If it performs well, we'll dive more into it. Okay. Cool. You can see you'll also get like occasionally random errors and then they just kind of disappear, like what just happened. Stuff like that happens. And I'll also notice something to keep an eye out is I've seen also very often Facebook turn off an ad that we just launched. Like it's the stupidest thing. Like we'll launch an ad and then it'll just get turned off. and then I have to go manually turn it back on. So just stuff like that happens. All right, so we have the 3s that are good. Do the 10s. Again, the reason I'm not testing other markets when creative testing is to keep the variable the same and to allow for the creatives to be the single variable that's being changed. That allows for a cleaner test in my experience. But we do, like, once we identify a winning creative, I will test it every single country I can. Okay, so I think we got most of our videos good to go. Cool. So we're gonna have a few images that we're also gonna launch. I'll show you guys what we're gonna do. I think these are all launched. Okay, so we're gonna be launching these guys. And what you'll notice is a lot of these are, so there's 2 variations of each. Here's a good showcase of an A/B test and how I like to approach it. So 2 variations of each, so yeah, 2 variations of each concept, 1 variation with text, 1 variation without text. Both variations show, you know, dog being pointed at the pendant. So you'll see we have this one then, both with and without, with and without. So that's how I have it. And what we'll be able to do here, I'll show you how we're going to set this up. So it's going to be a little bit different, but I think this is going to be an effective way to see which one performs better. So just like all these others, we'll go ahead and do the same exact ad set. And then we'll go ahead and just put in the name of the batch that we're doing. So this is, I'm gonna actually just copy the folder name. Okay. Cool. And then we're gonna go inside and we're gonna have two different flexible ads. We're gonna have the ones that are gonna be the original, and then we're gonna have the ones that are gonna have the text. And that's gonna let us, it's gonna tell us then which group is performing better. So that's kind of what this first initial test, what this is gonna do. So we're gonna say task 13, no text. And then here's something that's annoying about flexibles. If you're uploading images, they don't let you do it in bulk. At least they didn't. So another thing, Facebook, if you're listening, please fix. Yeah, I can't select multiple. It's so annoying. Okay. I do know that the ones that are, here we go. So the ones that are without text are going to be these first ones, and then the ones with text are going to be these here. Or is it the other way? It's the other way. Cool. So you have to quite literally go and manually upload every single one, which is slightly annoying, right? Don't get me wrong, but cool. So we have our group of without text. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have in the exact same ad set now a second flexible. So I'm going to go ahead and just quickly duplicate inside of the exact same ad set. So now we have this, we're going to have this ad set, and then inside of that ad set, you see we have two ads, both which are selected. So we're going to now go, we have one with no text, and then we're going to have the other one with text. And this is going to allow us to pretty efficiently test to see what's performing better. Obviously, there's a few other variables, like the fact there's two texts here, but I'm going to let that slide. And then same thing, I'm just going to go one at a time, get these in there. Cool. So hopefully this showcases how I approach it. One alternative route here, I'll just mention it because it's possible to do this too. You can add groups in flexible ads. This will allow you to essentially, if I click on it, which I can do it to just show you what it does. If I click on it, it will open up group 1 and group 2, right? And you can have, I think, up to 3 or 4 groups. Each group can hold up to 10 ads. Each group can have up to 5 texts, 5 headlines, right? Like you can make some pretty stacked and beefy flexible ads, which you couldn't do this with DCTs. So this is one advantage of flexible, is you can test a lot more things against each other. I would say if you do this approach and you have multiple groups, I would probably have it like one concept with the variations in there per group. That's how I would approach it. But yeah. All right, cool. So we're gonna go ahead and publish all of this. So this was quite a bit. So let's see. Review, publish. Cool. So that's 11 ads that each have 3 to 5 variations each. So what, 55 or so creatives that we launched this week. And these are variations, keep in mind. It's not original concepts. Cool. So how I'm gonna media buy these moving forward, just so everybody's clear on how my approach looks like. I am not going to touch these. And when I say that, I mean it. They're not gonna get touched until at least like 4 days from now, 4 or 5 days from now. I recommend 5 to 7, but I do typically like 4 or 5. After 4 or 5 days, I'm letting these run through the weekend. That's when I'm going to look at them and I'm going to be like, are they heading in the right direction? Yes or no? If the answer is no, they get killed. If the answer is yes, they stay on or they get scaled, right? If they're multiple purchases, really profitable, right, they get scaled. If they're kind of just like couple purchases, you know, might improve, might not improve, they're going to just be on for a few more days, right? And then after like 10 days, then it's like, okay, are they making me money? You know, like that's then the next question. I have seen ads that at the beginning are shit, like really bad, and on like a first 5-day blended view, they're really bad, and then they start improving and it's like, okay, you know, this might not be super scalable ad, but this could just be running and getting me sales in the background, you know, type of ad. And I think that's good to mention, like not every ad creative that gets you sales is going to be scalable. Scalable ad creatives are going to stand out like a sore thumb, and when you increase budgets, they'll be able to hold those budgets. But not every single ad that gets you sales is going to be scalable. This is an interesting test that I'm doing right now. I force duplicated a DCT inside of a single ad set CBO. So even though that dynamic creative is technically not supported anymore. If you have one in your ad account anywhere, even if it's off, as long as it's not deleted, you can duplicate it and still use it. I still use these pretty heavily in my bottom of funnel, or middle of funnel, bottom of funnel. I've seen them work really well. You can see these are all DCTs. I've seen them work well there. And what's really nice, is I can go here and I can be like, okay, which one did the best? And then I could say, oh, look, this ad did the best, right? Like, that's a nice feature about DCTs that I really like. You can also check headlines, or text and headlines. And this is a good one. Cool. I'm gonna check my list what I have next. So that was launching some new creatives. I might launch. I can showcase how I launched these on TikTok as well. My launch on TikTok, I'll show you guys. It's gonna be super, like, I like to call it dirty. Like it's really just like I bulk them together. But again, this is something I've seen work, and I gonna continue doing that. So let's grab this. Okay. And then how I like to organize these video creatives, I have blue for Facebook, and then I have like this grayish color, which you can't see here, but I have this grayish color here. That's for TikTok. So I'll show how I'll launch these. It's gonna be a pretty straightforward launch, if you will. This is going to be now, let's see. Yeah, I'll showcase how I launch this. The singular thing that's going to change here is I'm not going to do this worldwide. The reason this here is worldwide is because this was a winning creative from Facebook that I moved over to TikTok, and I launched on TikTok. But we're doing creative testing, right? And what we talked about before is that I like to keep it, separate. So that's what we're going to do here as well. I'm just going to say US 1844, and then the way that I batch these, you'll see, but I call them like batches, right? So I'll be like October 16th, batch 1. And it'll make sense as I do it. And you can also see I've been putting these all in a single creative testing campaign. And you can see this is from June. So I'm probably just gonna keep it in here. Like I'm not too worried about it. We're not too heavy on TikTok where I'm media buying it every day. We're spending the most on Meta. Yeah, we're spending the most on Meta, and then we also spend quite a bit on Snapchat. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and just target the United States. I'm also just doing 18 to 44. English, all gender. And then there's two different targeting approaches I would recommend here. I would recommend at the beginning running an interest hashtag stack. That's worked really well. And I might actually do that here just because I like it and it works really well still. But then after you got some data, you can go broad. You know, that's fine too. But let's talk about interest hashtag stacks. I think that's a fun one that not a lot of people talk about. So you go to interest, right? You go to pets here, and you can add some of these interests, but you can also just go and type in, let's see, dogs. See, sometimes it just doesn't pop up. Let's go ahead and see if I can find. It's a little bit gimmicky. Let's go ahead and add pets. Let's see if that is going to trigger some. Nope. Okay. All right, here we go. So you literally want to stack this with interests that are going to hit your target demographic. There's no other way to put it. Like dog, I'm selling, jewelry to dog people and cat people. But I'm going to focus on dogs here. So we're just going to add everything that has to do, like cute dogs, healthy dogs, calming dogs, dog love, dog owner, dog trainer, dog safe. You just go down the list. We're not going to add hot dogs. Cool. And then you're going to go ahead and we added 16 here. I'm going to now go ahead and add hashtags, right? And hashtags, you do hashtag dog, right? And then we're going to, let's see. You can typically start typing these out, and then you're going to have a lot. Okay, this is a good example. So like I did hashtag puppy, and you can see all of these hashtags here. Like puppy therapy has what, 34,000 people. Cool. Let's hit that, right? And you can literally just go top bottom. Like I'm just going to go like puppy of Instagram has 177,000 people. The reason why this works so well is because if you're going broad, it might not always hit some of these pockets that exist when you target hashtags and when you target interests. So I'm going to quite literally just go down here and just go, puppy eyes, puppy friendship, puppy play, puppy tips, puppy growth, puppies, puppy power, puppy lovers, puppies of TikTok, puppy adventures, puppy bath time, puppy snuggles, puppy hugs, puppy love, right? Like I'm literally stacking the shit out of this. That's what I've seen work. So you want to have like 40, like 30, 40 at least. And you can have less, but so this has 23 hashtags and 16 interests, which gets us over 30. So that's fine for now. And then we can go down to the budget. You don't need to be crazy with this. Like I'm just going to go ahead and throw kind of my target CPA here, which means even if one of these gets me a purchase, I'm profitable. I think that's a sound way of looking at it. We're going to go ahead and optimize for value. And we are going to, leave all this the same. So this is going to be the ad setup. When we go to the creative, one big part of this is having smart creative turned on. This allows you to add up to 30 ads. You heard me right. 30 ad creatives that you can test against each other. And this is why I'm saying this is a really like dirty approach, because I'm going to add 30 creatives in here and have them all compete against each other. But it can work. I've seen it work well. All right, and then we're just gonna go ahead and add, let me think. I might separate these out between the pet face necklace ones and like the other products. I think that's gonna be a good approach here. I don't wanna mix products. I wouldn't recommend that. So we're literally just gonna go ahead and grab these that we launched today. I'm going to get rid of the locket ones. We're going to launch those separate. So it's not like we're not going to launch them. We're just going to launch them separately. And I'm gonna deselect these, and all of these are good. And we have 27, right? So it fits. So drag and drop. And I'm gonna put a gray tag on all of these so I know I also launched it on TikTok. Cool.
I did not know you could do 2 tags at the same time.
Dude, you can have like a lot more than 2 tags. You can
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mac's pretty efficient when doing this.
I enjoy it for its efficiency. There's also creatives. There's some other ones that I could be launching on TikTok to test, but I usually, to kind of explain how I like to approach this, I usually like to test if I have a high conviction or if I see something performing on like a primary platform that we're scaling like Meta. I will be like, okay, well, let me test it also elsewhere. So that's when it translates to TikTok. That's when it translates to Snapchat. But I have had, I want to big emphasis, I have had creatives that fail testing on Facebook, but work testing on TikTok.
Yeah.
You know, why that is? Target demographic, probably. Like, it's slightly different, right? Respond slightly differently. 18 to 20-year-olds might respond differently than my primary demo on Facebook, which is like 25 to 30, you know, like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe in platform testing. 100%.
Yeah.
Maybe I should give TikTok another shot. Just do ABO.
Yeah, I mean, I have such a love and hate relationship with it. Like, if it wasn't for TikTok, I probably would not be running this brand because that was our bread and butter the entirety of 2021. But when it comes to TikTok ads particularly, it's been such a hit or miss, and especially higher volume. I haven't only peak gifting season, I'm spending thousands on TikTok, versus right now it's more like, okay, if I can have a few things going consistently there, that's fine, right? Like, I'm not gonna be complaining about that.
Yeah, but you're getting on TikTok Shop soon now.
We are.
That's gonna be huge.
This is true.
That will be huge right there.
Here's an error that sometimes happens in case somebody else runs into this. So it will sometimes, it will give you this error sometimes. It'll say you couldn't upload blank creatives, and it'll give you the option to re-upload them. Don't hit re-upload, because then you're going to have duplicates. It actually did update these. It is just sometimes really stupid and doesn't know that. And if you go into choose from library, you'll be able to see very clearly which ones have and which ones haven't been uploaded. And you can simply tick the ones that it thinks weren't uploaded. I will demonstrate what that means. Or I'll showcase what that means. And you'll see if I have my cruiser, or my cruiser, yes. On the ones that are currently selected, it has like this little X on it. Versus if I go down to one of these, you can see it turns into like the ability to select it. And those are going to be the ones that didn't upload. So you can just, or they did upload, but it thinks it didn't upload, right? And just click on them. And I think we're getting roughly to, okay, so we have 16. Let me see how many we uploaded. So we uploaded 27, and we have 16 that are in there currently. So 27 minus 16, that's 11. So I need to have 11. I need to select. Now here's something that's also annoying. It looks like There is a percentage that didn't upload, but I guess I need to problem solve that. Here, I'll showcase what happens if it says this. You can hit re-upload, and then once you start, it should say some of them failed because of duplicated names, but let's see. All right, looks like we're all good. I'm going to leave all this copy the same. We're sending this all to the same product, so I'm leaving that the same. And we're gonna go ahead and publish this. And then we're gonna do the same thing for the other products. Because why not? So I'm gonna say October 16th, and then we're just gonna say PFB for pet face bracelet. And I'm gonna do the same thing then for the pet face locket, so I can test all of those as well. Pet face locket. When are we starting hyperscaling? You shall see, bro. No, we're gonna start hyperscaling when there's opportunity. That's how I like to do it. You only have really high gifting intent for X period of time. I like to take advantage of that, right? So when that period exists, which is typically it's typically like the end of November and then probably like half of December. That's when I like to hyperscale. So if you look at last year, for example, this period here is what I would say would be considered like hyperscaling. But that's only like, it's less than 30 days. I'm gonna leave, by the way, this exact same targeting the same. So we're gonna do the same interest hashtag stacks. And then we're going to pretty much just change out the creative. Nice and simple. Cool.
I brought you daffodils on a pretty string, but they won't flower like they did last spring.
And then obviously need to change the copy here. This pet bracelet is adorable. This pet face bracelet is adorable. My go-to gift is this pet bracelet. If you love your pet, they'll love wearing it as a bracelet. Cool, cool, cool. And then we change obviously the URL. Same thing for the pet face locket. Just gonna go remove these, then upload and change the copy and URL where need be. Honestly, I think this could all work. I don't even need to change the copy here because it is still a pet necklace, right? Like pet face. I guess I'm calling it pet face. I guess I could say locket. This pet locket is adorable, but I'm gonna honestly keep it the same. close enough to where you know what it is. And then we're just going to change the URL. So I'm gonna throw out one conversion, or not conversion rate, sorry, click-through rate hack here that I'm not gonna use because I use this for scaling mainly, but if you use these display cards or the countdown stickers or the gift code cards, those work good. Those will get more people to click on your site.
Crazy. Rashad was telling me that.
Yeah, I mean, they you have to be careful so they don't cover up text or cover up anything important. Like, they will take up a solid, you know, like 25% of the screen, but all right. Let's go ahead, publish all. Sweet. That pretty much concludes launching of new creative tests, which is what I do every Wednesday. These are all going to run. These are all going to get some spend, and then we're going to judge them where they need judging. Does anybody have any questions? I'll open this up a little bit, and then I am starving, not gonna lie, so I'm gonna go grab some food. But I do want to open the floor up for any general questions. I mean, this could be, yeah, any questions in general. Did we create anything cool with AI yet? Getting there, dude. Check this one out. Oh, that's pretty good.
Dude, how?
There's
Bro,
some.
I'm trying to get my necklace. Rashad tried getting my necklace on a model and it just didn't work out.
It wouldn't put it on the model, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta
Yo,
specify.
is that photo room?
No, this is from the Flare.
Flare AI?
Yeah.
No way.
Drop a flare video.
I'm gonna try that right now.
I am just starting. I'm pretty new at it. This is a shout out.
That was how many tries did that take?
I don't know. But
Or what do you have to do? You have to feed it like an image, the necklace, no?
yeah.
Transparent background?
I just throw a bunch of images in there.
Yeah, the more images you give it, the better it performs typically. Like, it did well with my jacket. It gave me really nice shit.
Yeah, but I'm on the thing right now and it says just throw one image. What do you mean by throw multiple? Is there like something wrong I'm doing here?
You train a model and you put a mood board with all of the images. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, custom models. Start training. This is free too, or you get like a couple tries?
Then you get a couple tries, I'm pretty sure.
And you end up being so fascinated you pay for it.
Literally.
Rashad, which is this tool that you tried on your end?
It was the same one.
Same one.
Same one. It's some guy, a gentleman named Smokey. He's the one that showed it to us. We were on a call.
What a guy. What a guy.
He is in here right now. Legend.
W-mans. If you add the model, what does it mean? You can even use the same model every time if you add the model.
Did you do the 3-hour training, Alex?
The 3-hour training. Oh no,
Oh, you know how
I
there's
did.
5 minutes?
Yeah, no, I did the 5-minute one. That's what I've gotten so far is from the 5-minute one. But I need to do the 3-hour.
3 hour one. I didn't notice the difference.
You didn't notice a difference. That's funny.
Images. Let's do this.
And I think it's because I probably didn't have enough photos in there. Could be.
This.
You gotta prompt well too. I gotta learn the prompts. But...
I get a bunch of photos right now to see if I can do it. You gotta prompt well too. Training strength. What do I do for training strength? Max that out all the way. Strong. Or just leave it halfway.
I think I had to do the quick training, but
Takes about 5 minutes. Yeah.
yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna
what
do
I
that
did.
one. Let's start training. Or what did I do? You gotta train it first. I'll let that sit there and see how it does.
Big Funnels asking, with the Facebook tests, do I do a manual sales campaign and don't select Advantage Plus budget? Correct. That would be Advantage Plus budget is essentially making it a CBO, which if you want to take the route of like a single CBO campaign structure, you can, right? Like that's completely fine. I just the way that I structure my tests is ABO. One ad set per concept, and then multiplied so I can get just solid data coming back from which concept is working, and then I move forward with that concept to iterate further. Let's see. All right, cool. If there are no more questions, I'm gonna go grab some food. Hope everybody got something from this, or if not, hopefully you got some work done at least. Yeah, you guys have a good rest of your Wednesday. Thank you everybody for tuning in.
Nice, bro.
Take it easy.
Enjoy that food.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
See ya.